Welcome to my favorite nonprofit radio segment called Nonprofits Care. Their causes are really extraordinary.
Nonprofit organizations serve our community in a host of ways, and yet, until now, there's never been one place to find out about causes that are really extraordinary. It's time for Nonprofits Who Care, hosted by Ralph Grills, founder of My Favorite Nonprofit.
Welcome back to the Experience Pros Radio Show. It is time for Nonprofits Who Care. Ralph Grills, the host of this segment. Welcome to the broadcast. So glad you're here.
Well, thank you, guys. I'm really excited to be back here.
Absolutely. And who are we talking about today? Who are we featuring?
Okay, well, today we have two special guests. We have a father and son team. We have Francisco Miraval and his son Jonathan. And the reason why we have brought them on, recently I had done a gala, as you all know, benefiting Up With People. Well, Francisco and Jonathan actually attended the gala, and through that attending, they really got excited, and now Jonathan is going to be traveling with Up With People on their next tour this summer. And so we're going to talk a little bit about that and just, let people know what Jonathan's going to be up to. But first thing we're going to do is ask Francisco to tell a little bit about himself as the father.
Thank you very much for this opportunity. Basically, I am an immigrant from Argentina, came here to the United States 20 years ago. Very proud to be an American citizen now. And I do a couple of things. First, I have my own company, Bilingual News and Service Agency. We provide daily stories in English and Spanish for local and national media. And I also teach at a couple of local universities.
Right. Francisco actually does some stories on some different nonprofits here locally as well.
That's what we do. We try to provide good news about the community. I always say the bad news, they write themselves, but I like to write and also share the stories, the good stories about what is happening, the good things happening in the community.
Kind of like this radio show, Experience Pros.
Absolutely.
You led right into that.
You're among friends.
Yes, exactly.
Bad stories, they write themselves, but it is good to have people in the community. So, Francisco, you were at the gala that Ralph put together, benefiting Up With People with my favorite nonprofit, correct?
That's correct. The whole family, we attended the gala thanks to the invitation, and very, very happy that we did so.
And your son was with you?
Yes.
Yes. And is that the first time you'd seen Up With People, Jonathan?
Yes, I never even heard about it before then, actually.
Well, that was just, Ralph, that was just a couple weeks ago.
Just a couple of weeks ago. And what's really exciting is that, I'll make this point before we go to Jonathan, is that Francisco, when he was a young man in school, Up With People has a brand called Viva la Gente, which is their Spanish version of their songs, and they travel Mexico doing that. But Francisco learned Viva la Gente when he was in school, not even knowing that Up With People existed.
And that was more than 30 years ago. For me, it was just a song, little will I know, and there was no way for me to anticipate that one day I will be here in Colorado visiting the offices of Up With People and having my son as part of the team.
Knowing him as a part of that.
What a small world. Jonathan, give a little bit of background about yourself.
Well, I was born in Canada and came here shortly afterwards. I mean, I really have no memory of Canada, and I love it here, and it's great. And I just turned 18 recently, actually, right before the gala. I play piano and have been for about 13 years now, and I'm just really excited to have gotten this opportunity.
So you actually talked to some representatives right there that night at the gala about being involved with Up With People.
Yes, I did.
And what happened with that?
I was granted an interview right there, and they said it would take a few weeks to get back to me, but the gala was on the Friday, and come that Monday, I was already accepted.
Wow.
Yeah, what did you say during the interview? You must have really wowed them.
I think they got an example of your piano playing.
I was going to say, did you play a little something?
They didn't have a piano at the moment. They did know that I did play. They asked me about some of my goals and some things that I would want to bring in, and I guess it was just all of that brought it together. That got them really excited. And they did say that they needed a pianist for this cast, and I guess with 13 years of experience behind me, it was good. They put in a good word for me.
And then they got to hear you're playing the piano on a CD, right?
Yes.
Yeah, because I know they were very impressed with that.
Well, very good. Now, what are you? You're going to be playing the piano, going to join the cast. Can you give some other examples of some of the community involvement that you're doing these days?
One thing that's been going on for a while now is that my father and I have been going to downtown Denver and helping feed the homeless on the second and fourth Saturday of every month, and I've been doing that for about 1.5 years now.
Wow,
well, that's great.
And along with that, I've done various volunteer work at the Children's Museum as well.
And what is your college plans for the future?
After Up With People, or even during the second semester, I plan on going to Southern New Hampshire University to work on creative writing. And then from there, hopefully I can make it to Berklee College of Music and get a degree there, because my eventual goal would be to play for an orchestra, or something like the Trans-Siberian Orchestra or something like that.
Oh, that's a great aspiration.
Okay, so Jonathan, you've been accepted to tour with Up With People. When does that start, or what is your next step? How does that begin for you?
The beginning for me would be June 29th.
Okay.
We don't leave until July, and we're actually going to New Hampshire and Massachusetts before we head out of the country.
And then how long do you travel with them?
We will be traveling until December. We'll be going to Taiwan, the Philippines, and Mexico before we come back to Denver.
Have you ever been away from your family like this?
No.
No.
Not for this long.
Do you have brothers and sisters?
I do have one sister. She's currently in college in Boston right now.
All right. So she won't miss you because she's already out of the house.
Yeah.
But mom and dad will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it'll be your first time away from home. And Up With People, though, they have a program where you can actually get college credits while you're traveling with them. That's correct?
Yes, and that's why I'll be starting on June 29th instead of in the beginning of July, because for those of us who are doing this program need to go earlier to meet with this college representative and start getting or get started on this.
And get your courses in line and all
Yes.
that good stuff. Very cool. Well, I know that Up With People is actually giving you a partial scholarship, but it's a very expensive vendor. I think you're giving you how much right now?
The scholarship they gave me was $7,000.
And you're currently needing about
17,000 total.
Okay, so there's about 10,000.
Yes.
How could people get involved and help you going in the travel and help you with your expenses? What would be a good way for them to donate?
Well, if they go to upwithpeople.org, they can give a donation to me directly from there. Just as long as they state that it's for me, for John M., so they know.
Okay, so the Up With People has a way to distinguish that it's John M., and that would be for you.
So is that what you're doing now, is fundraising for your trip?
Yeah.
You only have a few weeks.
Yeah, and luckily we have an extension on when we can pay it. We're extending it out due to the fact that when I joined, most of the deadlines had already passed. But still, yeah, we need to get that money.
Oh, okay. So they're going to give you an extension so we can help you raise some funds for this.
Yes, the majority of it is due pretty soon, though. Like I said, they told us that about 50% of it is due. I think they said like mid-July to August.
Okay, so again, people would go to the Up With People website, which is upwithpeople.org, and they would do the donate button, and then designate that donation to Jonathan M.
Yes.
Okay, very good. Also, what kind of message do you want to get out there with your music?
Well, one thing that I've always tried to get out is actually that there is a message with everything, and that message would be that it doesn't really matter what we are because we're all human. And I just want to go out there and say, like, we're here to help, but we're also here to entertain, and we're also here to say, like, we're gonna keep coming back,
And music is pretty universal.
Yes,
it brings people together.
People always say that math is a universal language, but not everyone can understand math. But no matter who you are, you can always understand music.
You can always understand music.
Well said.
Jonathan and Francisco, thank you so much for being with us today.
My pleasure. Thank you very much for the invitation. Thank you very, very much indeed.
Absolutely.
Yeah, thank you.
And Ralph, thank you for bringing another great guest here, two guests in the program today. Tell us a little bit about what's going on at My Favorite Nonprofit.
Oh, it's my pleasure. Actually, at My Favorite Nonprofit, this is a good example of what we're all about. Here we threw a gala for Up With People to benefit them, and already we're seeing the byproduct of it, of Jonathan and his father, and now they're getting ready to travel. And we do this through a platform we developed on the internet at MyFavoriteNon-Profit.com, where what we do is we'll highlight different nonprofits where people can go on and find them and really know how to get involved with them and give the message of what they're trying to do out there.
Absolutely. And we encourage our listeners to go ahead and look up MyFavoriteNonprofit.com. Individual membership is free.
That's correct.
And so we encourage you to sign up. And if you've got a favorite nonprofit that you'd like to have listed, give Ralph a contact and talk to him. See if we can't get that featured there as well.
Well, thank you.
Absolutely.
You guys.
Thank you for listening to the Experience Pros Radio